Wizards of the Coast just announced their next edition of Dungeons & Dragons, One D&D. They are revisiting character races, feats, backgrounds, spells, and even ability checks in these new rules, and we are going to cover them right now in under 5 minutes. Character Origins is their first document in a series of Unearthed Arcana articles that will be presenting playtest material for the new Player's Handbook coming out in 2024. Currently, these are only playtesting ideas and are not the final version of what these new rules will look like in the final product. After deciding what your character class will be, you will choose a race, background, and a language to determine what your origin will be. Your first choice is character race. This gives you 5 race traits: creature type, size, speed, lifespan, and special traits. Creature type being the new trait. Every creature in Dungeons & Dragons, including player characters, will now have a type. Most player characters will be of the humanoid type. While these types do not have rules themselves, other rules in the games will affect creatures depending on what type they are. The given example is the description of Cure Wounds, where it specifies that the spell doesn't give a benefit to a construct, so no healing a robot. After picking a character type, next up is the background trait. A key change here is the tool proficiency. The tool proficiency allows you to add your proficiency bonus to any ability check you make that uses that tool. This is in addition to the bonus you get if you have proficiency in that skill. This means you will get bonuses from being proficient not just in the skill, but also in the use of the tool. After choosing your race and background, you will then pick a language that your character knows in addition to the common tongue and whatever language you gain from your background. Races have also gotten a nice update. In addition to the normal races you can choose from, we also have orcs. Additionally, you can now pick 2 races instead of 1 to be a mixed breed and have a boatload of more character customization options. By selecting 2 races to be your parents, you can select the traits from one of those races and mix and match to decide which ones your characters will have and what they will look like. The given example here is if you have a halfling and a gnome parent. You may choose halfling for your game traits and then decide that your character has the pointed ears that are the characteristics of a gnome. Once you decide the 2 races, your lifespan will be the average of those 2 races. So the child of a halfling and a gnome would have the average lifespan of 288 years. And now I just can't help picturing a halfling orc barbarian. Some new things about races are their new special traits. Humans now have resourceful. This means you will gain inspiration whenever you finish a long rest. This may seem really nice, but keep watching to find out how long rest and inspiration have also changed. And if you're feeling inspired, hit that subscription button down below. In addition to orc now being a race option, we have a whole entirely new race called an Ardling. Ardlings are supernatural beings who are either born on the upper planes or have one or more ancestors from there. An Ardling has a head resembling that of an animal, typically one with a virtuous association. Depending on the animal selected, an Ardling might also have soft fur or downy feathers. So all you furries out there, rejoice because D&D has now answered your prayers. Yay! In addition to animal features, Ardlings have the ability to manifest spectral wings. So Dungeon Masters beware of my new cat angel. Another new ability worth noting is the dwarf's trait called Stone Cutting. As a bonus action, you gain Tremor Sense with a range of 60 feet for 10 minutes. You can use this ability a number of times equal to your proficiency bonus, gaining uses back with a long rest. Tremor Sense is the new ability to pinpoint the location of a creature or creatures and objects that are moving within a specific range as long as both the target and the character are in contact with the same surface or liquid. Feats also received a big update. Feats now have level requirements and sometimes even prerequisites. Some feats will also be repeatable while most will not. When selecting your background, characters will automatically start with a first level feat. An example of a first level feat is Alert. With Alert, you get an initiative proficiency and an initiative swap ability. Initiative proficiency states when you roll initiative, you can add your proficiency bonus to the roll. Initiative swap allows you to swap your initiative with that of a willing ally at the start of combat. The D20 test. This is a new term that One D&D is introducing. The term D20 test will encompass the 3 main D20 rolls of the game: ability checks, attack rolls, and saving throws. So if something in the game affects the D20 test, it will affect all 3 types of rolls. Rolling a 1 on the test automatically fails, while rolling a 20 will automatically succeed regardless of any modifiers. Additionally, a player that rolls a natural 20 will actually gain inspiration. This leads us to how inspiration is going to be handled from now on. When you have inspiration, you may expend it to give yourself advantage on a D20 test. The main way players will gain inspiration will be rolling natural 20s. However, DMs can still give them out as they see fit. As usual though, you can only have 1 inspiration at a time. time. However, if you do not use your inspiration, then you will lose it after a long rest. One of the largest changes going forward in One D&D is actually going to be spells. Spells are now being divided into 3 separate categories: arcane, divine, and primal. So depending on the character or creature, some spells may not be accessible even after attaining a certain level. For more information on One D&D, you can read the document linked below. Thanks for watching. Bye!